So, without dwelling on that too much more, let's go ahead. We've talked about some of the problems with capitalism. So now, what is an alternative? What is socialism? Obviously, this is a huge topic itself. You could get degrees in it and all kinds of things. So this is just one presentation of how you might describe socialism. But for me, I think it's very important to emphasize that socialism is really at its heart about democracy. It's really about this inclusive, grassroots, participatory democracy. We want to make sure that everyone's voice is heard in decision making whenever that occurs in communities as well as workplaces. Decisions about the economy, but also, everything to do with our lives, not just the economy. Because think back to that first slide. We want to, we want to create a society and a life that we want to live, right? And so to get there, we have to make sure that everyone has a say in it, that everyone can participate in building and making it better, making society better, to meet those needs, to meet those goals. And we're not doing that in a society that excludes people, and especially not one like capitalism that excludes people to take advantage of them, to profit off of them, right? To exploit them for their own purposes. We don't want to exploit others. We want to work together with others in solidarity to build a world better for everyone. So you can define socialism in a bunch of different ways. A kind of a classic traditional way is to look at the workplace and to look at the economy, and to say, for example, workers should be able to control their labor and control businesses and economics. But like I said, I think it's more than just businesses and economics. It's also looking at community management of resources and all. So generally, you could say the commons is a term. It's also about how we interact with each other and trying to get away from these hierarchical ways, punitive ways of dealing with each other, where the person with the most money gets to make a decision, or if somebody feels hurt, they get to throw you in jail or in a cage or something, where it might ruin the rest of your life over that disagreement. There's better ways to handle conflict in nonviolent democratic ways that are, again, inclusive, to make sure that we're making we're fixing the real harms instead of just hiding it. So I'll kind of leave it at that, because that's its own giant topic. And just in general, this is all about liberation for everyone. Liberation is a good word here. We want actual freedom and liberation for everyone from hierarchical forms of exploitation and oppression. And that's ultimately what the concept of socialism in general is all about. And where it gets complicated is how do you get there? How do you get there from here? And there's a lot of different ideas and theories on how you organize and what the best way to get there is. And so that's kind of, I think, the rest of this presentation about different ideas on what this sort of society looks like in practice and how do we get there.